Hi, this is Rick Fines, and I am so grateful for being here in Kempville to do this beautiful show in its beautiful hall. Please follow me in and take the show in. Well, she left the laundry out on the line when she left that house for the very last time. She only stayed so long 'cause she thought she should live the life everybody always thought she would. Well, she felt vindicated, she felt clear. She felt any old resentments disappear. And the weight on her heart began to fade. She closed her eyes, the train pulled away. And so much of life is all uphill. You keep on moving, 'cause you can't sit still until you just sit still. And she left the laundry out on the line. Well, he wondered had he said that he loves her enough, and how he'd filled his life with all that other stuff. He thought how he thought that he'd wished she'd change. He thought worrying was just her way. Well, he looked again at her favorite chair. There she sat, no longer there. He took her hand, he sat by her side. He drew one breath and then he closed his eyes. So much of life is all uphill. You keep on moving, 'cause you can't sit still until you just sit still. Now she left the laundry out on the line. So he grabbed the basket and he went outside. Well, while I got this capo sitting in that spot, I'm going to do a song that I wrote with my friend Grania Ryan. I don't know what this song's about. But she had an idea. She wanted to write a song, I Want to Go Driving. And I had just written a song called Driving Home. I thought, I don't know about that. Then I started thinking about all the years. I'm coming on 40 years now of playing music for a living, and all the changes and all the times on the road and everything else. And I brought back the idea to her, and we finished it off fast. And it goes like this. And who's to say what it's about? I'm tired of driving, being in control. I wanna be a passenger and just let it roll. I wanna feel the rhythm of the trees at night. Yellow moon, indigo sky. Get caught in the hustle of keeping things in motion. Keeping irons in the fire and such crazy notions. Roll the windows down, you can drive. Yellow moon, indigo sky, the deepest blue you ever set eyes on. Well, it's me and you. We're gonna make this fly. See the shining truth On the horizon, a yellow moon, indigo sky. I put my feet on the dashboard and let's take our time. Let's take the back roads and see what we can find. As the air grows cool and the stars get bright, a yellow moon, indigo sky, the deepest blue you ever set eyes on. Well, it's me and you. We're gonna let this fly. See the shining truth on the horizon, a yellow moon, indigo sky. I'm tired of driving, being in control. I wanna be a passenger and just let it roll. I wanna feel the rhythm of the trees at night. Yellow moon, indigo sky. Yellow moon, indigo sky. All right. Well, while we're talking about driving songs, I'll play you that driving home song. I wrote this actually not far from this area here. I was driving home from Peterborough, or to Peterborough, from Ottawa, and I had a lot of stuff on my mind, and I remember looking up and thinking, when did they move Arnprior down to Highway 7? Well, I had a choice. I could either wind my way back or drive right back down to the 7. I wound my way back through all the little towns that I used to play music in when I was in my 20s. You may not know this about me, but in my 20s, I was a rock star. Yeah, I was a rock star in places like Eganville and Renfrew. I was a rock star in Bancroft. And this is called Driving Home. I wrote it at the side of the road. With this frost on the windshield, the sun's getting stronger. I think I drive on through the valley, take a little longer alone. Oh, emotions set in motion, they seem to drive the bus as I think about you and us. And there's something in these old back roads, driving home. And there's a soft wind this morning, the hills are all so green. From the past come the stories of every scene down this road. Oh, I love the scent of lilacs on this spring breeze. It sets my heart at ease. It's the smell of hope itself, driving home. Driving home. Oh, driving home. Driving home. Oh, driving home. rusted cars, they dot the scene. Windmills, tired barns, and daydreams. Driving home, oh, driving home, driving home, oh, driving home. I'd like to try a song on a Cuban trez. Oops. I put together a Cuban trez from an old 3/4 size guitar I had, and it was okay. Then a friend of mine said, "Hey, I've got one of those." And I said, "You got a Cuban trez?" I said, "Like made in Cuba?" And he said, "No, it's made in Canada." Sure enough, it's a Seagull Cuban trez. Go figure. Here's a little song from Peterborough. He's got a coffee in his hand. He shuffles down the street while cars race to the red, rushing the morning beat. But the sun is picking up steam, and everyone seems full of purpose. Somehow this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface, she thinks how the dreams that young girls sold are impossible to achieve, and how the song she's always loved now hold more gravity. How people are bound together like letters in cursive. How this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface, and the sun will sink down, and the moon, it will rise up. And even when you see it coming, every ending is abrupt. Oh, but love holds strong, for love can suffer no disservice. And this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface. Below the surface, it's yesterday, with all the things we still could say. Another act still plays below the surface, and the sun, it will sink down, and the moon, it will rise up. And even when you see it coming, every ending is abrupt. Oh, but love holds strong, for love can suffer no disservice. This whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface. This is another song that was written at the side of the road. I heard this song in my head, and I was imagining that it was Van Morrison's band in the late 80s, and with the big horn section and the whole bit. And so I pulled over to the side of the road and wrote it. It's called Buttermilk Falls, and it goes just like this. This is the horns. If you wouldn't imagine, please, 2 saxophones and a trumpet going just like this. In Buttermilk Falls, the autumn sun shines a little stronger. Oh, and the leaves on the trees, they last a little longer. And white pines stand tall in Buttermilk Falls. First you come here to visit, then you become a part. Oh, first you know it in your mind, then you know it in your heart. And you'll remind yourself you're part of it all. And Buttermilk Falls. In Buttermilk Falls, the sky has its own shade of blue. And you're just like the birds in the trees. You never wonder what to do. Oh, because it all becomes so clear that something called you here. You'll be floating on the water, dreams are born on the wind. And all your days are spent with your childhood friends. And this big old world gets small in Buttermilk Falls. Oh, the evening fire is glowing, and it's crackling, crackling, and all your troubles have all been sent packing, and a million stars will beckon and call in Buttermilk Falls. I like to introduce this song as being a song that I wrote that just made me discover that I needed counseling. See, I learned that by auditing a psychology course, and I learned that if you start writing a song for your wife, and only a couple of verses into it, you find yourself writing about your mother, you should probably go talk to somebody about that. into the house of guilt. You've been worried all your time. Yes, worried all the time. You've been worried all of your time. And I wish there was some way that I could ease your mind. You can barely get yourself to sleep at night over some little thing you said. Yeah, some little thing that you said. That your worry was misread. Keeps on racing all around and around your head. Yet you always put on your good face and you never ask for help. No, nothing for yourself. Even in bad health. And you kept your dreams all tucked up on the shelf. 'Cause you always thought yourself not good enough. You could never measure up, somehow never quite enough. You thought you never measured up. I wish that I could show you your half full cup. Oh, now please, now don't you worry, 'cause you're not misunderstood. You know anyone who could would be half as good. So don't you worry, you're not misunderstood. 'Cause I always saw you as a beacon, shining like the sun. Oh, and always lots of fun. You shine just like the sun. Always a beacon, and always there for everyone. going to try a couple of songs that I wrote with my friend PJ. PJ Thomas is a poet from Peterborough. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and I found her online. And she was posting a poem every day. And one day I read this poem and I said, PJ, that is a song. And she said, oh, I'd like that. So it turned into this right here. This is called Fundamental Nature. Mouse rustling thunders in the forest. The elephant whispers in the jungle undergrowth. Oh, but the monkey, you ask, well, she is just swinging, chattering and screeching, great uninhibited shrieks, for she is free. Bass smacks the water with the crack of its tail, and the great whale glides soundlessly like silk through liquid gels. Oh, but the dolphin, you ask, well, he is just laughing, swimming upright and backward, and flapping his flippers joyfully, for he is playful. And now a hummingbird buzzes in my ear, while the raucous seagull circles silently. Oh, but the cuckoo bird, you ask, well, she is just mocking. She's singing and she's rocking. She does not hear any clocks tick-tocking, but she is joyous, infinite, unboundless. I swam around down in the surf, and the same boats floated by. I was drifting all through my life and hoping to meet you in my time. But now I know I'll live forever the way you look at me from your strong head. You and me, well, we're holding together, have the lights in the big sky ever met. I rode my bike downtown at night, bright lighted up the square. I rode the dark with the socialites, do the stars above even care? Yes, and I know I'll live forever when you look at me from your strong head. You and me, well, we're holding together as the lights in the big sky ever met. I hung around this old lonely town, looking for a squeeze, and then you look me just like you do, and I'm asking, sugar please. Yes, and I know I'll live forever when you look at me from your strong head. You and me, well, we're holding together, and the lights in the big sky ever met. Well, these COVID times have been worrying times. I'm going to play an old style blues, the Delta style blues. But I'll tune up a little bit first. This is called Worry Be the Death of Me. I think we're gonna get all past this, and hopefully we'll take a couple of lessons with us when we do. I'd like to think I will, but I kind of know myself a little better than that. Here we go. Will I worry when I wake up? I've been troubled all in my sleep. See, I worry all the time, and worry be the death of me. Will I worry for the children? What kind of world are we gonna leave? Well, I worry all the time now, and worry be the death of me. See, 'cause money, well, is never enough. We live in a false economy. Now I worry all the time now, and worry be the death of me. Well, these men who rule the world, they don't seem to care about the air we breathe. Leaves me worried all the time now, and worry be the death of me. That's why I'm worried when I wake up. That's why I'm troubled all in my sleep. Well, I worry all the time now, and worry be the death of me. Sometimes in life, I think we hold on to things that we could let go of. Now, if you can't let go of something, then that's, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the things that somehow we choose to hold on to that we're better off letting go. This is called Never Let Go. Well, Larry Jones keeps a chip on his shoulder, and it gets heavier and heavier as he gets older. He let anyone know who will lend him an ear, and it gets a little bit louder with each and every beer. 'Cause Larry could never let it go. He can never let it go. He can never let it go. Now it's a heavy load. Now Mary Sue never did like school. She thinks about it now and she still feels a fool. But she's got a little daughter who's shy to tell the things that she learns. It's a case of once bitten and twice burned. 'Cause Mary could never let it go. She could never let it go. She could never let it go. Now it's a heavy load. And too late we learn we do it to ourselves. When the things that hurt us are the things that we held, and we could never let go. Well, Jerry Rose had no time for his dad, but his heart still aches for the few good times they had. He turned it all into anger to shut out the pain, and it comes back to him again and again. 'Cause he could never let go of the anger. He could never let it go. He could never let go. Now it's a heavy load. And too late we learn that we do it to ourselves. When the things that hurt us are the things we held, and we never let go. All right, I'd like to do one more song for you. It's called Muskoka Moon. I like to say that I only tell true stories in my songs and lies. And it's up to you to figure out which is which. This one's both. because it's not actually about Muskoka, but the rest of it's true. We cannot hide love under a Muskoka sky when the clouds hang low and the moon is high, with the wind through the trees and the call of the loon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Now there's a spell there that's cast by the light through the trees. It puts a body to rest and sets a mind at ease. But on the heart, it plays out a different tune. And you cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Stars will fall at your feet with your feet in the lake. At the end of a dock, at the end of a day. And who's gonna tell you love could ever come too soon when you cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon? You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Well, I lost my heart under that Muskoka sky when the clouds hung low, when the moon was high, with the wind through the trees and the call of the loon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon.